It is with fond memories and sadness that we, the children, announce the death of our beloved mother, Mary Ann Edward Polius, better known as Tallow or Eugenia, who passed away at her residence in Olio-Dennery at about 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, June 10, 2014. Left to mourn 6 daughters: Greta Daniel of London, England; Molina St. Louis of Olio; Adrian Polius, better known as Artie, of Olio; Mary Monzi, better known as Didi, of Olio; Julianese Polius, better known as Tanya, of Olio; Rita Polius Annell, better known as Cece, of New York. 5 sons: Matthew Polius of Olio; Gasper Simon, better known as Solaiho, of Richford; Augustine Simon, better known as Akko, of New York; Anthony Polius, better known as Selai, of Olio; Richard Simon, better known as Ricky, of New York. 2 sisters: Agneta Smith, better known as Missilia, of Olio; Kerita Dolo of London, England. Grandchildren: Mary, Johnny, Vicky, Deborah and Terry Daniel, all of London, England; Jessica Polius of Olio; Filderson Polius, better known as F.O., residing in Martinique; Michael Polius, better known as Tabac or Hams, of Olio; Eric Polius, better known as Suwo, of La Pearl; Maura Harrell, residing in Maryland; Deborah St. Louis, of Olio; Sandra Richard, of New York; Claudette St. Louis de Turville, of Lacaille; Claudia St. Louis, better known as Planta, of Olio; Vincent St. Louis, better known as Tuborn, of St. Croix; Alexander Simon, of New York; Benita Polius, of Olio, an employee of the Ministry of Education; Simon Polius, better known as Peoc, of New York; Terry Simon, residing in Florida; Cornfia Simon, employed of Lucelec; McNeil and Skeet Simon, of Richford; Cozy Anvil, of Dennery; Della, Sheldon, Tezian, and Antoine, all of Dennery; Shalina Bernard, of New York; Ermaine Polia, of Leclerc Castries; Werner Lacotte, of St. Croix; Sylvester Alexander, of Castries; Elicius Ernest, of Denier Riviere, chef at Coconut Bay; Linston Smith, better known as Ito, of Grand Riviere; Kathleen Monzi, better known as Normagin, residing in New York; Curtis Monzi, better known as Frank, of Despin; Andre Monzi, better known as DJ Terra, residing in Denier Riviere; Ian Monzi, better known as Tiblé, residing in Canada; Amanda Polius, of Olio, employee at the Victoria Hospital; Venacia Polius, of Olio, employee of Jade Mountain; Lowain Polius, of Olio; Lucas Polius, residing in Canada; Ricardo Polius, residing in New York; Melisha Polius Roper, residing in Atlanta, Georgia; Kiva Simon, of New York; Melissa Hippolyte, of La Richousse, employee of Ministry of Finance; Musha Simon, residing in New York; Dylan Simon, residing in New York; Shari Sommer, residing in New York; McQueen Molloy, of London, England; Ran Polius, of Canada; Charisma Polius, residing in New York; Anya Jules, of Grand Ravine; Antonius Jules, of Grand Ravine; Afitan Jules, of Grand Ravine; Aloysius Jules, of Olio; Antonia Jules, of Olio; Glenford Johnny, residing in New York; Venancia Evans, of Grand Riviere. Daughters-in-law: Philomene Polius, better known as Martha, of Olio; Stella Simon, of Richford; Olive Simon, residing in New York; Matilda Valton, residing in New York; son-in-law: Leo Annell, residing in New York; Edward Polius, better known as Winston, residing in New York; Fergus Edwin, better known as Mr. Fox, of Grand Riviere; Philip Monzi, better known as Natural Roots, of Despin; Franklin Daniel, of London, England. 83 great-grandchildren, including Anya Harrell, Shanta Richard, Skeeter Stephen, Abdon Hart, Victor's Hart, Zena Vitalis, Curtly Eugene, Clivert St. Louis, Siobhan Polius, Nevlin Polius, Jaron Polius, Chad Monzi, Ethan Polius, Filbert Willix, Michaela Monzi, Alexis Simon, Makisha Antoine, Eden Alexander, great-great-grands, Shervin Stephen, Aria Eli Box. Also left to mourn 16 nieces and 15 nephews. Other relatives including Henvilla of Olean, Bonigas Edward, better known as Defo, George Edward, better known as Degazon, friends Tasha De Riviere, Louise Daniel, Monica Smith, Kai Wash Folks, all of Olean. Also left to mourn the Smith family, the Simon family, the Polius family, the Edward family, all of Olean, and members of the Baptist Church, which she was the oldest member. She leaves behind many good friends, family members, other relatives, and friends, too numerous to mention. The funeral service for the late Mary Ann Edward Polius, better known as Tallow or Eugenia, will be held on Friday, 20th June 2014, at the Dennery Evangelical Church at 3 p.m. Then the body will be laid to rest at the Mabuya Valley Cemetery. The body now lies at the Lazarus Funeral Home.